Hey everyone, Mario here. Today I wanted to discuss small changes and how they can affect your perception of yourself. Um, I think it's so important when someone starts out to understand that even if they're already in good shape, in a way they're starting from nothing. There's no momentum. The starting point is the starting point. So getting down on yourself before you even begin your journey, that's a big problem for many. And what I would suggest is focusing on the small changes, the small improvements, because those small improvements add up over time. And that's really what it is. That's what consistency is. And that's what I think most fitness entrepreneurs, fitness gurus, personal trainers, fitness professionals will say that that consistency is the most important element of the psychology around transformations. So definitely focused on on the little wins. Okay, there's going to be some weeks where you feel like you're going backwards. Some weeks you feel like you look worse than you did when you first started your fitness journey. And the reason why I'm actually sharing this is because I myself struggle with this all the time. And recently I posted a sort of updates to my own fitness journey, physique transformation journey, and I watched it afterwards, and I said I look terrible in it. Like, I look bloated, I look fatter almost than I did a few months ago. But I know that that's not the case, and I do know my own body and how my even my face reacts to training throughout this process. And I think it's pretty you know consistent across the board, no pun intended, with regards to individuals who are transforming their body. Halfway through, they seem tired, sometimes a bit bloated, more in the face area, I'd say neck and face. And this is whether you want to build muscle or lean down, as a primary goal. I of course want to do both. So I want to actually bulk up and lean down. In the end, I might weigh less, but I'll have more muscle and definitely less fat than when I started out the journey. But I do want to have more muscle as well. So that's something I should emphasize. It's a very difficult transformation. It's not like some individuals that just want to like lean down. That's their real only goal. They don't care if they lose 70 pounds in the process and lose much of their muscle. Their aim is to be super ripped, super lean, and but they don't care so much about structure. They don't care so much about having an overall sort of impressive physique in terms of muscular development. So what I want to do is really hard, and I know a lot of people are struggling with the same type of transformation, and many are in a similar position to me, have young children, and have a lot of commitments with work and or your business. You're married, and of course you want to dedicate quite a bit of time to your relationship, and hopefully have some sort of social life on top of that. So in any case, things add up in terms of what goes on around, and that's the difficult part, because that's how what affects your consistency with your training. Sometimes there's too much going on, so you just skip a workout, you skip a meal, etc., etc. But the point is, you need to remain consistent, and like I said, focus on those little wins. Those little wins add up so quickly. It's like time. It's almost as concrete as time. I mean, and they are as concrete as time. If you consistently have little improvements, of course you're gonna improve quite generally in a very big way over time. So just focus on those little wins, and understand that things do take time, and that all these little improvements do add up to something great in the end. So, like in the last video, or one of my last videos, I mentioned when I was talking about my own physique transformation, that it's important to focus on the beginning point and the end point. What is your end goal? Okay. And, but I don't want that to undermine. I still, will stand by that statement, because I think too many people focus on, 10 minutes down the road. And once this sort of time passes, they look at the results and they say, well, I'm not getting results, because they're thinking about their end goal, but they're thinking about it in a way that it needs to be rushed. It needs to come quicker than what you even set out to achieve this goal. What time stamp or whatever you set out to achieve that goal. So it's important to not get discouraged, and many times it's not someone else discouraging us. It's not even jealousy and looking at other people and seeing how they look. It's just we do it to ourselves. So I just wanted to put out this video and let you know that you really got to focus on those little wins. As much as you're focusing on the end goal, and that's what you want. By the same token, you need to take breaks and look at those few steps, or not even so much the few steps ahead of you. Look at the few steps behind and look at where you are right now and say, well, I've made improvements since yesterday or 2 days ago. The easiest way, I suppose, to do this, if you don't have too much experience with training, is weighing yourself does help, but it's not the most accurate way to measure a transformation, especially if someone like myself who's wanting to build muscle and lean down. It's so difficult to tell. If I keep my same current weight, which I believe right now is about 207 or 210 pounds, maybe a little less than that. Last video I was at about 210. I believe I'm at about 27 already. So in any case, I definitely leaned down, and I feel like I'm actually building muscle a little bit. I've already since then taken it a little bit more seriously, like I mentioned I would. But in any case, I'm going off on a tangent. What I wanted to say was that basically you need to celebrate the wins, and not be too concentrated on that end goal, and understand that it's something that really takes time. So there was something else I was mentioning. In any case, I lost my train of thought, but that's the general message of this video. You guys can do it. I know you can. I wanted to actually just now make this video, even though I have my kids yelling in the back, making cupcakes with my wife. I still wanted to put this video out quickly, because I myself am, for the first time in this transformation, feeling good about this whole thing. Like, I feel like the results are really starting to show now. I'm starting to get leaner. I'm, like I said, I already started taking the muscle building side of things a little more seriously, and I think that's really gonna come through in the end. I think that's the thing for me that I need to not let go of, because as much as I primarily want to lean down and get very cut for this end result and goal, I think it'll be that much more impressive and that much more substantial of a transformation if I can actually put on a little bit of muscle. So I might gain weight from now, I might lose weight. I'm not at all so interested in that. I am interested in it. I was thinking around, if I could keep my weight at about 200, that'd be like awesome. I did anticipate being about 190 pounds by the end of the transformation, and that would be great too. If I could be a very lean 190, I mean, for a natural guy, 5'10", about 5'10" in height, 5 feet, sorry, 10 inches in height, then that's pretty good. That's you're up there with, like, not too huge a percentage of individuals who whether they be fitness professionals or competing athletes, bodybuilders, physique competitors, classic physique competitors, classical bodybuilding or classic bodybuilding. I'm not sure what the exact title of that category is in Europe. I think it is. I believe it's classical bodybuilding, and in North America it's classic physique. In any case, most divisions now, I mean most bodybuilding organizations now have these sort of divisions, going back to kind of the old school bodybuilders that were pretty huge, but not ridiculously huge. So anyways, 190 is quite heavy. Still, it's I should have the V taper. I'll have fullness in the chest, shoulders, back. Definitely, arms for me has always been a little bit of a weak point, but it tends to be a strong point as I approach my end kind of goal. The leaner I get, my arms just seem to keep their size, compared to other muscle groups. So things even out that way, I find, with myself. Same thing with legs and calves is another story. It's a real weak point of mine, but I find they do tend to improve as I generally focus on muscle building and lean down. I do tend to kind of keep the size of my calves, so it doesn't I don't lose so much muscle mass in those areas. So in any case, with most people, I would think that when you lean down, and if you are maintaining the regular resistance training for building your muscles, or at least maintaining your level of muscular development, I think it's something that definitely helps in that regard. So in any case, guys, all the best to you. I'm losing my train of thought here constantly. I have my kids in the back. It's quite late and they got to get to bed soon, so I'll help my wife with that, and my stomach's growling, so I think I need a bar or a shake now. In any case, all the best to you guys. I know this is not about me, but I did want to say, like I said, like I was saying earlier in the video, I myself am feeling much better lately. I can't wait to share this video. There's so much that goes into this transformation, but it's so little of it really has to do with the actual training and the training attached to muscles and burning fat. So there is that part that's challenging enough on its own, but life so many times gets in the way of things, and that's something I think I get more than most individuals. So if you ever need to reach out, you ever need to talk to someone or something like that, and because I know that everything is always related. So if somebody is out of shape and been out of shape and has tried to transform their body, and it maybe has already and wants to maintain that, but it's just something, it's very fleeting. It's something that they always lose, like they always get out of shape, and it's really something very difficult for them to maintain. Generally, it's attached to other things, deeper things. So if you guys ever need to talk, you can send me a message, veb.org /contact. I'm not a psychologist, although I did some psychology courses in CGEP, which is our basically our Canada's version of your senior high school, I suppose, and a little bit of early college, early university. But I also did some, I believe, in university as well. In any case, whatever. My background is in this, and I'm not a life coach either. But all of these things really interest me, and if I could just offer a word of encouragement, sometimes I'd be more than happy to do so. Please understand, of course, that I'm very busy, very active, of course, with my own training. So I don't have so much time to dedicate towards one-on-one consulting or anything like that. But I'm not looking to push any sort of service. This is 100% free. That's all I wanted to mention. Just try to understand that if I answer your question, like there could be a little bit of follow up. You could always reply and say, well, yeah, that happened, and this is also bothering me, and I'll get back to you when I can. But please understand that my focus really is on my family, my websites, so I can kind of push out more content and help more people. That's always been my goal. Whereas, doing one-on-one consulting has never really been my thing, but it does. There are those moments where I think people really need a little pick me up. So if you need that, send me a message. Once again, web.org/contact. And that's it. I wanted to say that I'm going through this stuff, but it's also, it really is for you guys. Like, honestly, I didn't need to do this. I think it's a great thing for me to renew my body at this mid stage of my life. But it's equally important to me that you get some results out of this. So for many of you, I think, watching this, you're probably thinking, this gentleman Mario, he keeps talking about, he's mentioned being the biggest natural bodybuilder. He's wanting to do all these great things, but he's getting older. And all I could say is that I'm a very, and just saying it is making me lose humility. But I'm a very, and in any case, I'll just say I'm a very humble fellow. I'm not the type, as you could see, I think, from many of my videos, I'm not taking off my shirt and showing my weekly changes, and even when I've been in my best shape, I hardly had any videos of myself. And there's a few that I have when I was in really good shape, and I never posted, and they look phenomenal. Like, I'll watch them occasionally and say, wow, like I was in great shape. But that is not, for me, the most important thing. Most important thing is helping you guys. But there's that caveat that please understand that really this is, now it's just maybe taking it on trust. But I'm not just saying these things, being the biggest natural bodybuilder of all time, being ripped at 190 and maybe 200 pounds. Those are not small kind of things, small transformations. Those are very, very difficult transformations, once again, because of life, because of everything, and keeping in mind that I'm natural 100%, no steroids, no growth hormones, no testosterone replacement therapy or anything like that. I've never done any of that. The supplements I take are natural, and have even some certifications, tied to them, in terms of, being natural and being able to be used in sports scenarios, where if you'd get tested, it'd be 100% natural. And the products anyways I use are like whole food supplements. So, it's the closest thing to food that you can find. So extremely, extremely natural. And anyways, all right, just wanted to let you guys know, soon I will do it. I will show you my physique, and I'm only going to do it like a couple of times, and it's just going to be to have it confirmed maybe in your mind that, this gentleman knows what he's doing. And that's the only reason why. It's not to flaunt, my physique or anything like that. I could not care less about that stuff. I'm happily married, and, have a wonderful family, and I'm in my 40s, and, so it's like, I'm not here to just show off or anything like that. These videos really are for you. I really get not much out of these videos. Last video, I think I asked for a comment, and I enabled comments just because I wanted some feedback to know what people were interested in for an upcoming podcast I'm going to be launching on my fitness site, web.org. And I got no replies. So, I'm not thinking no one watches these videos. I see that I have a couple of views on them, 20 or 30 views per video. So this is for you guys. This is for the 20 or 30 individuals at this moment that are watching these videos, and hopefully there'll be many more in the future, and maybe you guys could come back and look at these videos and say, geez, this guy really did know what he was talking about, and I had no clue, you know. Or rather, I didn't take it as seriously as maybe I could have and should have. But I totally understand this sport, you know, or muscle building and physique transformations. It's very visual, and the proof is in the pudding. And the whole natural thing, that's tough to prove, but you can definitely see when someone's put in the work, regardless, you know, natural or not. So in any case, that's what I look forward to sharing with you guys, and that's why I sometimes mention that. So that's it. Okay, it's not for me, it's for you guys, or rather, you know, let's be honest, it is for both of us. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so I really went on a rant. I don't, you know, went off on a tangent. You know, these videos are ad lib. So all the best, and thanks for supporting the channel and staying subscribed. And look forward to some good content and great content, and some improvements, because, you know, initially I had maybe mentioned that I wouldn't so much upgrade my tech. I kind of did recently a little bit, but more on the microphone side, audio side. But honestly speaking, like, I'm gonna like go full force with this soon. I think I'm gonna be putting out some quite professional videos, so I might even have somebody else filming me, and you know, I'll have a little bit of script, something that I can kind of follow, a little outline and such. And I'm expecting this to be a pretty interesting channel. Okay, so thanks very much. All the best, guys. Once again, one last time, veb.org. And if you want to contact me directly, you could go to veb.org/contact. There's a little form there, fill it out, and I will reply within 48 hours. Thanks.